Jayendra, good afternoon. We will just start as soon as we see Dr. Meeraben Modi. Dr. Meeraben, please come to the hall. Meeraben. There she is. Okay, very good. Thank you. Welcome, Dean Fontaine, Associate Dean Paul Tevez, Senior Director of Development, Ms. Alina Micra Trott, all from Kent State University of Fullerton. And I will take this opportunity to mention Professor Emeritus Sirisbai Seth, who happens to be from Kent State Fullerton and probably have worked there for many, many years. So, and of course, President Dr. Jasanbhai Modi, President Virendra Shah, Harshendra Shah, and Dr. Jay Shah. We just decided we are not going to use the word X anymore. And after all, we are in America, that's what they do. Have you heard? Ex-President or Barack Obama? No. They always say President Clinton, President Obama, right? We need to learn. Thank you all for being here for yet another unique opportunity. If you see that there, this is another Apurva Avsar for our community. And believe it or not, but like many others, which I won't go into details, but Jensen of Southern California again continues to lead these efforts of academic Jain education. And I must welcome also Dr. Sahota and Mrs. Sahota, who has always been blessing us for all these occasions. And last but not the least, the grandfather of Jain academic education, Dr. Sulek Jain, who has flown in just for this. With that, I'm going to request 5 women to come and do the Naukar mantra. And let me give you a little outline of what's going to happen for the day. After that, I'll be giving everybody, of course, but especially our guest, the meaning of the recital. And then I will continue with the meaning of the lamp lighting, just to save time and less exercise for me to go back and forth. And after that, we will do the lamp lighting. Then we will have speeches by the donors and the university officials. Then we'll do the signing ceremony and handing over the checks. And then you'll have to put up with me again in the end. And that, I'm sure you're going to have some interest in that. I'm going to go and give an update of all the activities, not only that Southern California is doing, but also some of it that's happening in the world, in North America. And of course, after the lamp lighting, we will take blessings from Dr. Sulek Jain before we proceed with the donors. With that, Dr. Meera Modi, Mrs. Ramila Ben Shah, Gita Ben Khona, please don't shy, come out, we're going to recite Naukar mantra for us, Meera Ben Shah and Kinna Kanta. 5 women will share 2 mics. Sapan, can I have both working?
Eso pancha namo ka
Thank you all. What we just recited, Dean, Associate Dean and Alina, is a Naukar mantra. That's probably the holiest prayer, definitely for Jain faith, and maybe for many others, if you believe in. And I'll give you, in brief, explanation of what those Sanskrit and Pali words mean. Naukar mantra is the most important mantra in Jain religion. It is based on Jain belief of existence of soul and reincarnation, and that our goal in life is to liberate our soul from the cycles of birth and death to become Siddha. Let us begin by understanding where we all are and where we should be going. Male householders are called Shravaks, female householders are called Shravikas. These are all of us sitting here. There are 5 supreme beings called Panch Parmeshti that Shravaks and Shravikas bow to, who help destroy all of our sins. I bow to all ascetics, sadhus, which are male monks, sadhvis, which are female monks or nuns, who strictly follow the great 5 vows of conduct, which are total non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, celibacy, and non-possessiveness, and inspire us to 5 simple life, to live simple life. They have voluntarily given up social, economical, and family relationships. From there, the next level, I bow to ascetic teachers, which are upadhyayas, who explain the true nature of the soul and karma from the scriptures and show us the importance of the spiritual life over the material life. They teach scriptures to sadhus and sadhvis, who in turn teaches us. Next, I bow to the head of the religious congregation, we call them acharyas, who follow the path of liberation, preach the principles of religion, and inspire all to control our desires and to live moral and spiritual life. Further on, I bow to all liberated souls, which are called Siddhas, who have attained the state of perfection and immortality by following the path of liberation and achieving freedom of all karmas. They have reached the ultimate highest state called salvation. This state of true freedom is called moksha. And finally, the top, Namo Arihantana, that's I bow to all enlightened beings called Arihants. Ari meaning enemies and Hanta meaning destroyer. Therefore, Arihanta means a destroyer of the enemies. These enemies are not people like you and me or animals or plant, etc. These enemies are our inner desires, known as passions. This includes anger, ego, deception, and greed. When a person, a soul, wins over these inner enemies, he or she is called Arihant. Arihants have attained perfect knowledge, vision, bliss, and power, and have shown the proper path of liberation, that is, right knowledge, right perception, and right conduct, which brings the cycles of birth, death, and misery to an end. Arihants are divided into 2 categories, Tirthankars and ordinary. Tirthankars are special because they revitalize the Jain Sangha, 4 Jain order, consisting of sadhus, sadhvis, shravaks, and shravikas. During every half-time cycle, 24 persons like us rise to the level of Tirthankars. The first of our time period was Lord Rishabdev, and the 24th and the last was Lord Mahavir. After establishing Jains and Aryans attain salvation, and then they are called Siddhas. So that's the meaning, and the chair, the lectureship that we're going to sign happens to be the 16th Tirthankar, Bhagwan Shantinath. With that, I'm going to take a moment to move to my next forward, and I'm going to tell about what we're all going to do next, and that's the lamp lighting. What is lamp lighting and what is its significance? In almost every Indian home, a lamp is lit before the altar of the Lord. In some houses, it is lit at dawn, in some twice a day, at dawn and dusk. All auspicious functions commence with the lighting of the lamp, which is often maintained right through the occasion. Light symbolizes knowledge, and darkness, ignorance. The Lord is the knowledge principle, who is the source, the enlivener, and the illuminator of all knowledge. Knowledge removes ignorance, just as light removes darkness. Also, knowledge is a lasting inner wealth by which all our achievements, all outer achievements can be accomplished. Hence, we light the lamp to bow down to knowledge as the greatest of all forms of wealth. The flame of a lamp always burns upwards. Similarly, we should acquire knowledge as to take us towards higher ideals. Most religions believe in lamp lighting. I'll give you some comparisons. Islam believes in inner spiritual light that connects the pious to Allah. Hindus at all special functions and some daily before worshipping, while Jains every day. Jews during Hanukkah, Sikhs celebrate release of Guru Har Gobind with 52 princes from prison by Emperor Jahangir in 1619 by lighting the Golden Temple. Buddhists use brass lamp during meditation. Christmas celebrates 2nd February as Candlemas Day, the feast of the purification of the Virgin Mary. John Gospel has said about Christ, the way, the truth, and the light. A lamp lit by a flame that used to be, or is still, our current practice. We take a cotton, put oil in it, it could be butter oil or other oil, and light it. What we're going to do is the advancement from there, thanks to the technology, we're going to use a battery and not have the flame. Why? A lamp lit by flame not only poses a fire hazard, and we have gone through that in America, but also causes hinsa or violence by harming microorganisms which are surrounding. And hence, to prevent this, we have resorted to flame-less lamp lighting. And finally, I will end with 3 quotes. There is no greater satisfaction than passing on knowledge. Muhammad Ali had said, I leave you all with his quote. He said, rivers, ponds, lakes, and streams, they all have different names, but they all contain water. Just as religions do. They all contain truths. And finally, deceased President of India, Abdul Kalam, said, learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. And that is the purpose why we are all here together. And if you think in terms of empathy, sympathy, and compassion, most people in the world are empathic. They all feel for other people. There are some, like all of us sitting here or present here, are sympathetic to the issues. That's what brings us here. I'm sure we all had things to do, especially during Raksha Bandhan. That's an Indian tradition where the girls and the women tie Rakis, sisters, on their brothers. And just as you see one that I have in my hand, and yet all of us have chosen to be here. While it is the compassionate people who make changes in life, in the world. And I'll give you a few examples from people sitting here. The academicians. You know, I'm one of those too. We value the weekends quite a bit because Monday through Friday there's literally not that much time. and yet they have all agreed to be here on Sunday morning. Thank you. Professor Sulek Jain, whose mission has been for last many years, at least since 2004, that I know when he started International School of Jain Studies in India, is here just for the day. Professor Tara Thetia is another academician who started Ahimsa Center incidentally in the same year 2004. She and her husband are here. And finally, the donors. Dr. Parson, Mr. Wadar and his wife couldn't be here. Mrs. Parson couldn't be here for special reasons. And last but not the least, the leader, whose mission now, that I'm learning in the last 2 years, or maybe 3 years, is to take all Tirthankars' names in different parts of this country. And the couple is none other than our president, Dr. Jasanbhai and Dr. Mirabai. Thank you. Thank you. Now I will request Dean, Associate Dean, Alina, Dr. Sulek Jain with Dr. Parson and Dr. Modi to come up and do the flag lighting. Please come up from this side. Dr. Parsons' grandkids, how can we forget them? So sorry. Thank you, Kinna. I can't function without my wife. Goes without saying, right? So I do continue to keep my son's statement to be happy wife, happy life. You remember the switch in the back, Dr. Parson?
I learned fast.
Of course you do. That's why you are an anesthesiologist.
That's why you have kids there.
Come, Paul. Come, Surekji.
Together.
Yeah, all together. There are 5 spots. Thank you.
Coba line mau kan, please. I can see.
Surekji. Everybody else, please. Thank you. And if I may request you, no, I will request Dr. Sulek Jain, whom most of us know, and I will repeat, I call him grandfather of Jain academic education, and it's his vision. It's his vision to take people from America and show them Jain principles, how they are practiced actually in India where our faith started. And he started this in 2004. And I must mention the name of Dr. Sugan Jain, who is based in Delhi. So these two Jain brothers have taken 850 plus faculty and students from all over the world, majority from America, to India, and they teach them for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks. And his passion and vision brought Claremont Lincoln University's Jain education in Southern California in 2011. Dilip Shah from Philadelphia was his partner in this endeavor. And I'm standing here because both of them asked me to lead these efforts sitting in Southern California. Thank you, Suresh Bhai. And he's been kind to come out to attend this ceremony. I'll request him to say a few words. Thank you, Suresh.
Well, I'm not as tall as Nitin Bhai. I'm half his height. So only 5 feet 4 inches. You are at least 6'5".
6. I mean 6. Oh, you want 6. You
I think that. But wow, what a great day, what a great ceremony we are going to have. And before I start, please say with me to get my battery charged 3 times. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
One more time. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
For next few minutes, I will entertain you, lead you to what is happening, where we are, why we are here. It will be a short talk, but hopefully it will be enjoyable. Jayesh Bhai, who is here, where is Jayesh Bhai?
Right here.
7 years ago, on the day of Mahatma Gandhi, October 2nd, right here in this temple, Dr. Philip Clayton from Claremont School of Theology, and he is the dean of the there. He came here along with me to visit first time to this Jain temple. Jayesh Bhai gave us a tour. Why it is significant that upstairs on the second floor, before you go to the puja area, there is a replica of what we call samosaran. You might have noticed that what samosaran is. Samosaran is a very important place amongst Jains. And the reason is that samosaran represents what is going to happen, what is happening today here. Many samosarans are being created by the Jain community, Dr. Narendra Modi, Dr. Narendra Parsan, and many others. Just for Modi, sorry. Samosaran represents that when our Tirthankar, the enlightened soul, when they gave sermon, people from all sections of community, male and female, young and old, Hindus and non-Hindus, Jains and non-Hindus, whatever, and also the animals, they came to listen to the sermons and the preachings of Mahavira and all other enlightened soul. So when that was explained by Jayesh Bhai to Dr. Philip Clayton, Dr. Philip Clayton said that's a beautiful message. Jainism wants to have the message for the entire world. And we want that Jain community to open up and create many of those samosas all around, because there is a need for that kind of message. That's us we are here. So, I share why we are here. There is a very big, large program in Jain studies at University of Texas in Austin. And Dr. Donald Davis, he teaches Jainism over there. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. He teaches Jainism over there. He's a tenured professor. Prior to that, he was at University of Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. And at one time, he says he has the notoriety of having the largest class of students in Jainism. 103 students in his class. 103. One of these days you are going to have that too. So I asked him, why do you teach Jainism? Very important, why do you teach Jainism? And he said, there is a very simple reason. that most of our students who come to all these classes and courses, they come from Judeo-Christian background. And everything in the world, good and bad, they look at from that colored glasses. There is another colored glass which is Jainism, which is based on respect for everybody, environment, ecology, aparigraha, and unconditional non-violence. We want to give that colored glasses to these people, that idea that look at all the problems of the world from a different glass also. And hopefully you will do that. Another is 3 weeks ago, what we are doing here, we were talking with the Dean of the Long Island University, which is in Long Island, trying to do the same thing what we are going to do here today. And I asked very quickly the Dean, why do you want Jainism to be at that university? He said very simple. Jainism is the only one that turned Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi into Mahatma Gandhi. There would not have been Mahatma Gandhi without Jainism philosophy. And I want Jainism over here. The world needs not one Mahatma Gandhi, but world needs many, many Mahatma Gandhis. So hopefully that's the mission that we should be carrying. Okay? So we Jains, especially JCSC, started on this journey 7 years ago. And now we are here today to sign one more, that Samosaram. Let me give you, some of you may or may not know the unique history of this place, which has touched me all along. I've been here in this country 52 years. So I have seen the community of Jains growing up. When I came here, there were hardly 100 Jains. It was 37 years ago that you people gave birth to Jaina, Federation of Jain Association in North America, the apex body of the Jains. And some of you have been vice presidents and going to be presidents. You have been vice president before. Okay? Now, even today, there is not a single example of Jaina like anywhere in the Jain world. Not in India, not in UK, not anywhere. So that is an institution which has brought us all together. So Jaina, that was done by this place. JCSC built the most magnificent Jain temple representing all Jains. You go upstairs, there are Jain Pratimas of Digambar, Shwetambar. You will not find that in India. That is over here. The JCSC became the first Jain center in North America to go vegan. Thank you, appreciate. Yeah, you have started a new trend, and I think it's catching up. So thank you, my appreciation. JCSC is the only temple that has the Jaina library, the housing library. And when you open up this place for education, there will be at least 15 to 20,000 books that you will be able to, your students will be able to borrow from here. So thank you. JCSC conducts one of the most impressive Jain Pathshala program. This place becomes, after a month or so, becomes a mini university on every Sunday. And how many? 450 people come here, 450 students. Okay, that's a very large, so unique. 9 years ago, JCSC hosted the Jaina convention right here, in this hall, not in any other convention. And it was a very good one, to my opinion. And next year, you people will be hosting a Jaina convention, not far from here. So there are so many unique things. So 3 years ago, on August 12, 2015, right here in this hall, the signing ceremony of 3 chairs, Hindu chair, Jain chair and Sikh chair. Arvinder Sahota, you signed this right here in this hall for UCI. Okay? So you can see how many things have taken place. Okay? Now by signing this document today with Cal State University Fullerton, you Jains of LA are soon becoming the world center of Jain academic education. I think there is no other place anywhere in India or anywhere that there will be so much concentration of Jain academic places as this place will be very soon. So, Nitin Bhai will give you an update what has happened very quickly at all of those places that we have been creating, so I am not going to go that. Wow, I salute you all. This is absolutely unique and a miracle. I salute on how to the vision, to the leaders, to the passions, to the philanthropists that they have brought us this far. In last 52 years, I have been involved with establishing several Jain centers such as Boston, Houston, Columbus, Ohio, and many other organizations. I have been with Jena as well. But this place, this absolutely mesmerizes me, because what you have done, no other center is doing. Even in spite of the fact that we are pushing for that, no other center is gone that far as you have. So let me share with you two beautiful quotations, and I'm going to leave within 30 seconds if you are wondering why this guy is speaking too long. If you just want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. In this endeavor, we walk together and everybody contributes whatever they can. And do you know who this quote is from? Dr. Jaswant Modi. This quote comes from Dr. Jaswant Modi. Another quote, the chance to make a difference, the chance to make a difference is not just someday, it is now and today. And that quotations come from Bill and Melinda Gates. Okay? So that's where we are. Congratulations to you all. Please don't stop here. More will come and more should come. So let us say with all of us together, Anumodana, Anumodana, Anumodana Barambar. And with that, thank you and Jai Janata.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jain. Now I will request Dr. Jasanbhai Mirabel Modi, donors, Dr. Parson to follow, and Maheshbhai and Usaben has conveyed their best wishes, and they have sent a small paragraph that I will read in the end when I give you the final thanks and update. Jasanbhai. He wants to escape talking.
Jai Janendra. Today's signing ceremony is a dream come true. Several years ago we started on this path, and now this is the 7th of the 24th Tirthankar that we have, that we're going to sign either a lectureship or a professorship, and we're going to continue doing this march. I believe that we need to spread the word of non-violence, non-possessiveness in this world. We need that. The world needs that, and in this march, I appreciate each and every one of you who have helped me with the time, ideas, money, and volunteerism. Thank you very, very much. And in this journey, we are together till the end. And today we appreciate the Fullerton official, Alina, and Dean, and there was everybody coming down. Thank you very, very much.
Dr. Parson. Please, Mike. No, you don't have to. We will love to.
I wish I'd known to speak, I'd be prepared for it. In any event, thank you, Dean, Paul, and Elena for coming. We had a wonderful meeting about a couple months ago, and we decided, is it echoing? Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, we had a great meeting that afternoon, and unfortunately I missed the lunch, which probably was the best part of the day. However, the meeting was good, and the fruition is happening today. And a person who inspired me quite a bit was Jaswant, Dr. Modi, and Nitin's nagging. also helped. The only this is really annoying.
He's not here.
Change the mic. Change the mic.
He says it's okay now.
It's okay now? Hello? Ah, thank you. I think he's been the president here before. So I heard Suleik Bhai mention whatever he did, and very nicely spoken, thank you. All I wanted to make a comment, if it's acceptable to everyone, is that I think with the Jain view, everyone has a colored glass. I think the Jains, we feel, remove the glass, just see with your open eyes, you'll see everything properly. With colored, you'll always get a shade of whatever it is. Jains, I believe, do not have any color. So see the way things are. With that, I'm very proud to be able to help and participate in this act of spreading the non-colored view, and I hope it's successful, and many more to come. Thank you.
Before I request Dean Fontaine from Cal State University Fullerton, I would like to mention one more, first to further the history that Dr. Suleik Jain gave. 3 or 4 years ago, the president then, Virendra Bhai Shah, and the board of Jain Center of Southern California took an unprecedented way and appointed an external education committee from our Jain Center and asked me and Jason Bhai to lead that committee, and the results you are seeing today, and everything is, of course, if I put it simply, Jason Bhai writes the check and we go and do the work. And it's been working very well. Thank you very much. I request Dean Fontaine, please.
Good afternoon. It is so nice to be here. I want to start just by saying for Alina and Paul and me, we're very grateful for your hospitality. One of the secret advantages you get when you're the dean is you get to meet new people and find neighbors who were just down the street and you didn't know they were there. And to find such a wonderful group of individuals who appreciate education as much as we do has been a real treat. On behalf of Cal State Fullerton and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, which is the home for our Religious Studies department, we're very grateful, extremely grateful for what you're offering us. What you're providing our students and our faculty is going to change lives. I think that you know the values of our campus and certainly our college. We announce them proudly on the front of our building: social justice, civic engagement, and global awareness. And the agreement that we're going to sign today speaks to all of those values quite directly. And I appreciate hearing the other institutions you've worked with. One of the things that I particularly appreciate about this is by reaching out to the California State University system, you're also speaking to the importance of public higher education. You'll be working with one of the largest institutions of higher education, certainly in the state and in the country. And our college, our university, has 40,000 students. Actually, I heard it's 41,000 now. 40,000 students who are now going to have opportunities, who are going to hear things, who are going to see through those clear glasses in ways that they might not have before. And that's a lot of students to reach. Thank you. I also want to say, just being very brief, just to give you a sense of who we are. So Cal State Fullerton celebrated its 60th anniversary last year. So 60 years ago, the state of California said that We were growing enough in Orange County that we could handle another Cal State. And the original departments at California State University were departments in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and religious studies was one of them. So for 60 years, our campus and our college has known and celebrated and supported religious studies, knowing the value of giving students an intellectual academic introduction to religious studies and making that a part of a good, strong liberal arts education. So you know that most of the students who go to Cal State Fullerton are from the region. And when they graduate, they stay in the region and they become the economic and the social and the civic and the spiritual engine that's going to drive Orange County. And we're very happy that this is going to be a part of what they're doing. I'm going to, in a moment, or maybe I'm not supposed to introduce him, but I'm going to have Associate Dean Paul Levesque come up. Not only is he our outstanding Associate Dean, but he's also a Professor of Religious Studies. And so I'm going to ask him to describe to you the details of the initiative that your generous donation will support. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Levesque, Associate Dean for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and Professor of Religious Studies. Thank you so much for your gracious hospitality, President, dear presidents and donors. Thank you so much for your graciousness and your hospitality to us, not only this visit, but our previous visit. It is a sincere pleasure to be with you. You know, when I woke up this morning, I was thinking about a friend I met in high school. And I met him at the end of a class. We had a math class together. Whole semester. Never said a word to each other. Never said a word. Last class, the professor gave us some time to chat. So we chatted. And we had an immediate friendship, an immediate connection. We both said at the end, and we continued to be friends after that, why did it take us so long? All semester. It was the very end of the semester. We finally met each other. And I know why that popped in my head this morning, because I knew I was coming here, and I knew you were just down the street from Cal State Fullerton. And as you just heard, 60 years of Cal State Fullerton, late 70s, 80s, for the Jain Center here in Buena Park. Why did it take us so long? But that's not the point that it took us so long. The point is that regardless of how long it took, we have an immediate close friendship and an immediate close relationship. And it was very clear to me the first time we met that we were ready at Cal State Fullerton, and maybe the timing was right. Thank you for sending Dr. Modi the email that made it to Alina's desk. And she came into the dean's office, into my office, and said, "Look, is this for real? Who are these people?" And we said, "They're right down the street. They should be our friends." And so, on behalf of the Department of Religious Studies, we are most grateful to receive this funding. Thank you so very much. To begin a distinguished lectureship, a distinguished lecturer, a person we will hire with your assistance to teach a course in Jain Studies at Cal State Fullerton. We have many courses in religion at Cal State Fullerton. And it is true, we have a course in Asian religions which has a component on Jain Studies. But that's not enough. This is going to be a class fully, solely, completely dedicated to Jain Studies. And so we thank you for the money to be able to support a distinguished lecturer to do this. In addition, this person, this is all in the agreement, this person will spearhead and coordinate a conference, a yearly conference in nonviolence, ahimsa, on our campus to promote and to make known to the wider community these principles which you have given voice to and which you have given your life to. And I thank you for teaching me already. I have my non-silk tie on. And I look for my non-leather belt. I didn't do so well with the shoes, but that's why we keep them off there. There's room for growth. In addition to the distinguished lecture and the conference in nonviolence, the funds will also support scholarships for our students. Students who have taken, we expect it will be students who have taken the Jain Studies course to receive scholarship and for further studies in Jain Studies, and a scholarship for study abroad or study away. So perhaps for one of these fine in India or other locations that we have already heard about, we look forward to working with you to provide, we will find the students to send on these further studies so that they can grow not only in what they learn here at our institution, but also what they learn from the center here and in the wider community. So thank you so much. We look forward as the Department of Religious Studies and as the College of Humanities and Social Sciences to furthering this relationship that has already blossomed so well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Associate Dean Paul, sir. Now I request Dean, Paul, Alina, Dr. Jasanbhai Miraben Modi, and Dr. Parson to come up for signing, and before that, Dr. Modi has some word of wisdom for us.
I just wanted to tell you the story before my phone call to Alina, what happened. My nephew, Bhagwan Modi, he is working with me, and one day he comes to me and says, "Uncle, you've been going every place, and LMU and UCI and Riverside, but he lives in Placencia." He said, "Cal State Fullerton is next door, but you don't talk about Cal State Fullerton." I said, "I think you are right. I should do something about it." So Saturday afternoon, I sat down and I said, "Let me look at Cal State Fullerton." "Oh, they have a School of Humanities." He said, "They have Department of Religious Studies?" "Yes, they do." And I looked into that and I found contact number and phone number and an email of Alina, and I shot an email Saturday afternoon. And Monday morning around 9:30 my phone rang and she called me and he said, "Who are you?" And I said, "Well, I gave a little introduction that this is not a fake email." This is a real email and we have an interest. And after that, you responded within a few days and we started the dialogue, and within 2.5 months, we are here. And the reason I'm bringing up this story is that this is actually how it happened. And everybody has some contribution to make it. And we like everybody's idea is to go forward and make these things happen in many different ways. So thank you very much, Alina, for calling me right away and following it up at your end, without which this would have not happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, please. Miraben. And I'm going to have a special request to Dr. Modi to use this pen for signature, and there are other pens too. And I'll tell everybody what this pen is about. It says Claremont International Jain Conference. And it lists CLU, that's Claremont Lincoln University, Jaina, ISJS, and JCSC. This was from the first conference in 2012 that I was the chair of the committee. It was a conference about bioethics that we did at Claremont Lincoln University first year. We did research and then stuff. Thank you. Please. while they sign, please don't think in any misunderstood way, but you have all seen the email that all the 3 donor couples have kindly agreed if anybody wants to contribute, this is a great opportunity. The total amount that Paul didn't tell us is $30,000, and we are signing agreement for 5 years. So for $30,000 a year, we will do everything that Associate Dean Paul explained to us. And from an appeal to the community, because this gives us a great opportunity that we all can give checks to Jain Center of Southern California or Jain Temple of Los Angeles, and that institutions in turn will send it to Cal State University Fullerton. And we have raised so far, out of $30,000, $4,500. If anybody has interest, please speak to me or ask Dr. Modi. And again, please do not take, this is not a fundraiser. But I thought, since you all read the email, I'll remind you and give you the number that nobody knew until now that we have raised so far. Thank you. Narendra ji, Miraben and Jaswant Bhai, just listen to Alina, she's the boss. We've got one last thing left after this, and that is to listen to me, to know the updates of where we are with what we have started, or what I would say Dr. Sulek Jain started years ago. Yes. I brought this especially because we did only one more, but there were 2 here. I didn't use not to use other pens. No. Since you needed a 3rd one, this was in my pocket, so I thought it would be a good opportunity, but otherwise, no, please.
Thank all the future Cal State Fullerton students.
Yes, that's right.
We already have some current students right here. Cal State Fullerton students.
Really?
If you would please stand up, so let people
All
know.
right. We've got a new course for you.
That's right. Hey girls, come on down.
Come on up.
Hello. There you go.
I want to make sure that she's working.
You pass one test, Alina. Let's see if you pass the last one now.
Okay.
Very good. Now, if Drs. Modi and Carson can hand over the checks. So we have, yes, picture, kina bacha. Yeah, we need to take a picture of checks.
Should it look like we're just doing the...
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll do the-
It has to be recorded.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed the first year of commitment from our side to Cal State University, Fullerton. Congratulations to all. I'm going to preserve this pen. Yes, because we have to do more signing, right? Thank you. And I promise you we are in the last phase and it won't be very long. But it will be interesting because I'm sure all of you have interest in knowing what's happening at different places because our growth, I think, is phenomenal, right, Shilakji? Did you think 10 years ago that we'll be here today? Yes, Surekbhai? I ask you, did you think we'll be here? Did you think 10 years ago that we will be here like this?
Not even 7 years ago.
Oh, not even 7 years ago. Yeah. Good. I'm going to read what Maheshbhai Vadar had to say in his own words. The third couple says, the world needs to understand the Jain way of life and Jain principles. Today's global society has become more complex and the world around us has become extremely volatile. There are many barriers such as political, religious, race, gender, which keeps the world divided. At a time like this, it's very important for us to come together and focus on the core values of humility, respect, compassion, love, and peace that are common to all faiths of the world. Thank you, Mesbhai. And now, we've been signing, giving checks, committing, and of course, I think this is a mission of Dr. Not, I should think. I would say Dr. Modi has commitment to do this 24 times at least, if he has enough support from the community and others. So, UC Riverside, University of California Riverside, believe it or not, we signed this last year, and they already have a chair. First chair of Jain Studies in America will be Miss Anna Bazeli. She will occupy Srimad Rajchandra chair in Jain Studies from end of September 2018. This is a momentous, this is a great moment for our community. And it just so happens that it follows Maya's father's comments, and he is the major donor along with Dr. Modi and Vijaybai Chera for UC Riverside chair. And by the way, we're always looking for funds for any of the universities if you want to contribute any amount. Second, University of California, Santa Barbara. An offer has been made to a scholar for Bhagwan Shantinath lectureship in Jain Studies at UC Santa Barbara. And we hope that he accepts the offer, then we will have a lectureship at UC Santa Barbara. And actually, very, very recently, the last time I stood here with the mic and you all came was for their signature of signing ceremony of Bhagwan Shantinath's lectureship in UC Santa Barbara, not too long ago, I think 6 weeks ago or so. And they already have made an offer. Congratulations. Moving on, University of California at Davis. Mohini Jain Presidential Chair in Jain Studies is already advertised. So after advertisement academically, you need to give about 6 months plus minus before we would know of a hiring. Loyola Marymount University, that you all have been heard. For last 3 years, we have had 50% Jain, 50% Sikh professorship. And Dr. Jasanbhai Modi, Harshadbhai Raksaben Shah and others have signed Bhagwan Shantinath professorships in Jain Studies, and that's also posted. And we are hoping that this is the last academic year for Jain education. So from September 2019, this Bhagwan Shantinath professor will take on. So that will continue. UC Irvine, that happens to be the first ever chair signed in North America. Dr. Jasanbhai and Miraben Modi are the major donors, with Harshadbhai Raksaben and Raju Shah and few others. Advertisement is being prepared, not out yet, but hope to be out by September, for Sri Parshvanath Presidential Chair in Jain Studies. Moving on, Claremont School of Theology. A postgraduate course has been taught for 2 semesters in 2 previous years, and the 3rd course will be taught this year, and that is going to be taught by none other than Susma Ben Parekh, who is our Jain community person from here. San Diego State University. Undergraduate classes in Jain Studies are going on, and I'll come to there later. This will be our 2nd year of teaching this. And Rohak Vora from San Diego is the main sponsor for that, along with Jain Society of San Diego. By the way, Surekbhai, that's a society who at least supported last year, first time. Not exactly the same way this year though, so we are talking. California State University of Northridge. Bhagwan Ajitnath Professorship in Jain Studies. And this is one place where Dr. Jasanbhai and Mirabai Modi are the sole donors at this point. And we are of course open if anybody wants to join him. But that agreement is already signed, and hopefully they will have a professor soon. Moving on, University of North Texas in Dallas, where Bhagwan Shantinath professorship has been signed. We are still awaiting about hiring. Emory University, Atlanta, where Jain classes are being taught from last year. And I saved the best for the last, and I say best because that is the first ever professorship in North America. That is at Florida International University in Miami, where there is Bhagwan Mahavir professorship. That was the first ever. Dr. Stephen Ross is the occupant, and it continues to teach Jain faith. Future. We are negotiating at 3 places. Bhagwan Shantinath lectureship in Jain studies at San Diego State University. We have offered them 5 years of commitment, very similar to UC Santa Barbara, Cal State University Northridge. Sorry, take it back. Cal State University Northridge is actually an endowment, so it will continue for way longer than 5 years. And similar to Cal State University of Fullerton that we just signed, 5 years commitment. Long Island University, New York, that Sulekji mentioned, we are in discussion. And similarly, we are in discussion with the University of Toronto, which happens to be, no surprise, but the biggest university, in terms of number of students, that is biggest in Canada. And my last announcement, Dean Fontaine and Associate Dean Paul, we signed, gave you the check, and now we give you an opportunity for your students. We are starting, International School of Jain Studies is starting first ever winter classes in Ahmedabad, India, which is on the same principle that Sulekji has been doing since 2004, and that will be from December 27 to January 7 or January 8 next year, 10 days. We're looking for students from Cal State University, Fullerton. We have a modest goal. If we have 15, we'll be happy. And I'm pretty sure we're going to break that. So, we not only give you contract funds, but also give you an opportunity if you can partner with us. So that will be in Ahmedabad. If anybody happens to know anybody who has interest to learn Jain principles the same way as they are practiced in India, this is a great opportunity. With that, I will thank all of you, because if you weren't here, we wouldn't have the people. So we appreciate your presence, and thank donors, thank Cal State University of Fullerton people, and happy Rakshabandhan to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, we'll call upon the presidents to say no Karmanta this time. Come on up. Jayas Bhai had to step out, I think. So, Azandra Bhai, Jasad Bhai, and Virendra Bhai. Let's do. You can join. Yeah, oh, I will join. You bet, I will join. No, Azandra Bhai, this is. Come on. Great, thank you all.